The world remains threatened by the scourge of polio, mostly in a few Muslim countries due to rejection of vaccination based on misconceptions, insecurity, and bans in some communities. In 2014, 359 polio cases were recorded. 306 were in Pakistan alone, while the remaining cases are scattered mostly over Afghanistan, Nigeria, and Somalia. For that, a group of the most prominent Islamic institutions joined hands to support polio eradication, forming the Islamic Advisory Group for Polio Eradication, or IAG, made up of Al-Azhar Al-Sharif, the International Islamic Fiqh Academy, and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and the Islamic Development Bank. Its mission is building ownership and solidarity for polio eradication across the Islamic world. The IAG was launched and held its first meeting in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in February 2014. The meeting focused on the role, function, and structure of the group, the challenges expected, and how it helps fight polio. The meeting issued a declaration emphasizing the conformity of the global polio eradication efforts to Islamic principles and rulings. The declaration called on communities, governments, civil societies, and religious organizations to make the health and welfare of children their highest priority and to secure their access to health services, including vaccination. In June 2014, the IAG organized the International Ulama Conference in Islamabad, Pakistan. Co-sponsored by the Islamic Development Bank and International Islamic Fiqh Academy, scholars and experts from Pakistan and other countries assembled for a good cause. They discussed the barriers facing polio vaccination and their root causes, examining strategies to overcome them, restore confidence in vaccinators, and reach inaccessible children. Its declaration emphasized solidarity with the global polio eradication program, endorsed the usage of oral polio vaccine, and reaffirmed all national and international fatwas issued in its favor. It highlighted the obligation of parents to save their children from the severe impacts of polio, the right of children to live life free of its agonies, and government's responsibility to preserve children's health and make all necessary arrangements to reach that goal. And above all, the conference gave its full backing to the National Islamic Advisory Group, or NIAG, in Pakistan. Six months later, and turning to another priority country in its plan, the IAG held a landmark meeting titled Somali Children Health, Polio, and Other Immunizations in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum, which was again co-sponsored by the Islamic Development Bank. Scholars, experts, and officials, mostly from Somali different regions, gathered with counterparts from Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Sudan to examine the status of Somalia's immunization and their ideas about boosting their programs and overcoming their barriers. The Somali meeting issued a statement calling for the creation of action groups to support polio and other immunization programs. However, more needs to be done. In order to eradicate the scourge of polio threatening our children's futures, in order to achieve this very vital goal to which the IAG is fully dedicated, we are calling on you all to join hands and get behind us in this critical quest with all the support you can offer, spiritual, operational, academic, or financial. Together we can make it. Together we can end this polio plague once and for all.